Dr. Danielle Martin is an expert on healthcare policy from Toronto, and she recently testified in front of the Senate about the issue of healthcare. And a Republican senator from North Carolina, Richard Burr, tried to take her on, and it didn't work out so well.
Canadian doctors exiting the public system for the private sector has had the effect of increasing waiting lists for patients seeking public health care. Why are doctors exiting the public system in Canada?
Thank you for your question, Senator. If I didn't express myself in a way that make myself understood, I apologize. There are no doctors exiting the public system in Canada, and in fact, we see a net influx of physicians from the United States into the Canadian system over the last number of years. What I did say was that the solution to the wait time challenge that we have in Canada, which we do have a difficult time with waits for elective medical procedures, does not lie in moving away from our single payer system towards a multi-payer system. And that's borne out by the experience of Australia. So Australia used to have a single tier system, and in the 1990s moved to a multiple payer system where private insurance was permitted. And a very well-known study by Duckett et al. Was tracked what took place in terms of wait times in Australia as the multi-payer system was put in place. And what they found was, in those areas of Australia where private insurance was being taken up and utilized, waits in the public system became longer.
What do you say to an elected official who goes to Florida and not the Canadian system to have a heart valve replaced?
It's actually interesting because, in fact, the people who are the pioneers of that particular surgery, which Premier Williams had, and had the best health outcomes in the world for that surgery, are in Toronto at the Peter Monk Cardiac Centre, just down the street from where I work. So what I say is that sometimes people have a perception. And I believe that actually this is fueled in part by media discourse, that going to where you pay more for something, that necessarily makes it better, but it's not actually borne out by the evidence on outcomes from that cardiac surgery or any other.
One would believe the American people prefer their system because they know consciously they pay more. No, I think it's because they judge quality and they judge innovation. Many Canadian patients on a waiting list die each year. Do you know?
I don't, sir, but I know that there are 45,000 in America who die waiting because they don't have insurance at all.
Oh, she fucked him up. Oh, that hurts, man. I feel the sting. But that's what you get. That's what you get when you take a Republican senator from North Carolina who's up to his eyeballs, just leaking all over the place with American exceptionalism, this irrational feeling that somehow we are actually better than every single other country on the planet in every way, shape, and form. But that's not true. And look, that's not to say that America is inferior to everybody in every respect. Of course not. The reality is nuanced, just like in everything else in life. You know, in some areas we do really great, in other areas we do really terrible, in other areas we're, moderate, hanging out there in the middle someplace. And the issue of healthcare is one of the particular issues where we really do terrible. Like any expert who takes an objective look at the facts goes, oh my goodness, the American healthcare system is disgusting. We basically rank the worst among all of the modern industrial nations. I mean, you name it and they're ahead of us. Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, Greenland, Finland, Britain, France, Australia, Canada. They're just lapping us all over the place, And he thinks he's getting her. That's my favorite part. He thinks he's setting this perfect bear trap that she's gonna walk in and go, ho, I guess you got me on that one. Ho, Mr. North Carolina Senator, you're so smart. Tell me about NASCAR and how great America is. He's like, yeah, how many people die from having to wait in Canada? We don't know because that number doesn't exist, but I know 45,000 die in America. Just fucking pummeling his head into the pavement there, how's that for a fact, you bitch? You want to talk about dying people? Let's talk about dying people. 45,000 in America. Your rebuttal? Can't hear you. What was that? Oh, you're bleeding from your eyeballs. I can't hear you. Are you all right? Oh, I broke your larynx. Did I break your larynx? I apologize for slamming your head in the pavement with facts.